what is the meaning of Ayurveda first? Ayur and Veda. Right? So you have Ayur and Veda. So what is the meaning of Ayur and Veda? Rachel, you remember? Ayur and Veda. You're from Kerala, so you should be knowing what Ayurveda means, right? Our parents have been always telling about Ayurveda. Don't have allopathy, you should have only Ayurveda. Allopathy is very bad for you. If you have grandparents, they will be emphasizing that. Allopathy is very bad for you, you should have Ayurveda. So, what is the meaning of Ayur and Veda? Ayur means life. Right? And Veda is knowledge or science. Science of life, or science of life, or knowledge behind life is Ayurveda. Now, how many years have we been practicing Ayurveda in India? We have been practicing Ayurveda for over 6,000 years. So we have this Veda called Atharva Veda. There's mentions of Ayurveda in Atharva Veda itself. From those days itself, we have been practicing Ayurveda. Now, there is a preventative part and a curative part. There's disease prevention. It is more about holistic living. Holistic living. Does it rhyme anything? Holistic living. Does it rhyme with anything? So we have preventative and curative. So in Ayurveda, they talk about Panchabhutas. Panchabhutas is everything in this universe is created by 5 elements. What are the 5 elements? Right? What are the 5 elements? You remember 5 elements? Even with chakras are associated with elements. So what are the 5 elements? We start with earth. Then we have water. Then we have fire. Then we have air. And then we have ether. Right? So in Kundalini Yoga we say, okay, earth is represented by Muladhara Chakra. Then as we slowly, Swadhisthana Chakra is water. Then Manipura Chakra is fire. Then you have another Anahata Chakra, which is air. And Vishuddhi Chakra is ether or space. Right? So there is connection there also. So in Ayurveda they believe that everything in this universe is connected with these Panchabhutas. Now, these Panchabhutas combined together, it creates certain constitutions in our body. We call it Prakriti. Okay, or also they call it Doshas. So doshas there are 3 doshas, predominantly 3 doshas. So you have got Vata, Pitta and Kapha. Now each body type is different. So Shibi is different from Biju. Rachel is different. Everybody has got a certain body type. So I checked mine. So I found that okay, I am more of I think Vata. Sorry, Vata type. So each one of us have this predominant. So all 3 doshas are there within us. All 3 doshas are there within us. But there is one which is always a bit higher. Okay. And when these doshas go out of balance of your natural state. So in your natural state, let's say in my case it was Vata, right? So, and the rest both of them are a little bit down, right? Now that is my natural state. Now, when my natural state is disturbed, if other two something increases or decreases or something like that, that results in diseases. That results in some manifestation of some disease coming. So what first we have to look at is how we can maintain that balance. Now, for maintaining that balance, the first thing that is important is food. Different types of food. Not every type of food is suited for everyone. Right? So if you go to some yoga teachers, they will say that you should only eat raw food. Some will say that no, you should only eat cooked food. Right? Some will say that you should only eat vegan food. All of them are correct for themselves. Right? That food suits them. Perfect. But that might not be suited for everyone. Right? So certain food types are more towards your body type or your prakriti. Your prakriti is different from other person's prakriti. Right? So that is why, sometimes when you have certain types of foods, okay, you get gas, you bloat up, right? You have got allergies. A lot of issues keep coming. So first what we have to do is we have to find out what is our predominant dosha. Vada, Kapha, Pitta. Vada, Pitta, Kapha. Right? So out of this, which is the predominant dosha? And according to the dosha, we should have our food. Now, if doshas are going imbalanced, there are certain herbs which we can take to balance it out. So amazing things, right? So in childhood, we used to go to the temple. Now in the temple, after the puja, pujari will come and give you something to drink. Shibi, you remember what they come and give you to drink? Tirtham, right? So what is the main ingredient of a tirtham? Water is there, of course, and then what else? We have got things like tulasi and all that, right? So that is ingrained into our culture. Tulasi is a herb which is extremely good for your immunity system. First thing in the morning, you are going to the temple. Okay, you are getting that sun rays. First, that light of sun rays in the morning is extremely good for your health. Okay, and then you are going to the temple. It is a meditative practice also. The puja in the temple is a meditative practice. Then you drink all this tirtham and all. Okay, so that reduces stress, improves your immunity. Right? So it has been ingrained in our culture. Right? So let's look at these herbs. Tulasi. There are herbs like ashwagandha. There are a combination of herbs. Okay, like triphala. Okay, chavanaprash. These are all amazing things which can boost your immunity system. And it has been there in our culture for a long time. I remember, that is as children, mom used to give us chavanaprash, okay, for everything. I used to hate it, Right? But when you think about it, it is extremely good for your immunity system. Okay, so something which we have been missing out, right? So when you talk about holistic yoga, we give diet tips every day. Every day diet tips are coming in, right? But we had missed one of the most important components, which is a sister science of yoga, which is Ayurveda. And if you look at Ayurveda in details, it is not about diet, it is not about herbs. As a curative program, Ayurveda recommends that you do yoga and meditation. Right? And they call it holistic health, holistic living. So it is a combination of diet or food you eat, certain herbs which you have to have, asanas, pranayama, meditation, all of this, which combines together to give you holistic health. So if you are doing all these things, you don't have to see a doctor. Now, Ayurveda is curative also. So in some cases, all of us are lazy, right? So sometimes we don't have good food. We eat junk food. Sometimes we don't have time to practice yoga or meditation. Asta is already smiling. I'm sure that is, you do yoga every day, but junk food, okay, probably from your smile I'm guessing. Okay. So it happens to all of us, right? So sometimes we have to, you get sick. So when you get sick, you have to have curative medicine with herbs, with Ayurveda herbs. Now the medicine which you have is not one pill fits all, right? So depending on your dosha, depending on your body type, the medicine which is prescribed to you will be different. Right? In allopathy, let's say you get a headache, okay, take a paracetamol. So you're treating the symptom. You're not treating the underlying root cause. In Ayurveda, we are trying and treating the root cause. It is not just the symptoms. So the herbs has to be ideal for your particular prakriti and dosha. So it is not one herb which will work with Shibi or with Asta or with everyone, right? So for Shibi it will be something, for Asta it will be something else. So what I would like all of you to evaluate for yourself. Right? Evaluate how to incorporate Ayurveda in your life. Because it is a science, it is our own science. And what happens is that over last 500 years, there has been so much of invasion which has happened in India. Right? Starting from the barbarians, Mongols, okay, and finally the British. So every invading group came, they tried to destroy some of our culture. They tried to impose their own culture on us. Lot of our books were destroyed. Lot of our libraries were burned. Right? But that is all old story. Let it all go. But one thing about our government now is that there is a lot of emphasis on Ayurveda as well as yoga. Our government is giving a lot of importance to both yoga and Ayurveda. A ministry is created now, Ayush. So since, it's like a revival. Now there is going to be a lot of research and all that around this. So let us all evaluate. I'm not saying that we should do that. Since you're all doing yoga, let's all evaluate the possibility of incorporating a bit of Ayurveda also. There are so many online tests, okay, that is for you to test your dosha. I checked mine recently. What my dosha is, what is predominant, what is. Just try and experiment with yourself. For me, I have always been like this. I have been experimenting with my body and mind for a long time. Different types of yoga. Okay, whether it is Kriya Yoga, Kundalini Yoga, Hatha Yoga, all of this you experiment. You experiment it for multiple years and try to understand the effects it has on your body as well as mind. And I'm 100% certain that if you incorporate Ayurveda in your life, it is going to make a huge difference. Right? And especially since it has been forgotten by most of us. Okay.